Alright everyone, we start off today with a literary update. It's not an occult release, well, kind of, but it's more of an inside joke for all of you who really like the content here. I figured this would be another interesting thing to have that's sort of like Styxhexenhammer canon or lore or something. I thought it was a funny idea, put it out there. Hey, should I write a book of Styxhexenhammer? And most people thought I should. It's meant to be humorous, while at the same time it's got my slightly warped, scattered sense of humor in it. So it's not really a one single work. It's fairly short. It's 34 pages. It's basically a joke. It's meant to be darkly satirical and humorous, talking about telling fortunes using spoons. For instance, making spider cider, which is a running joke that actually goes back to when I wrote a booklet for Imbaila Lugugal, of all things, among other stuff. And at the end, there's sort of a micro short story that actually I tried to put a little bit of effort into actually writing it well. Sort of atmospheric, a lot of alliteration, but ultimately humorous at the end. I just thought it was an interesting idea to have something like that made. Because, how many people have sort of a brand about which there's ever, even a joke of a book written? Like, there are some people, they've made, like, fan fiction of me. And in fact, Mr. Conservative there, I think, wants me to still read out his fanfic at some point. I'll get around to it, but you gotta understand, I'm not good at reading from a script. I'm definitely not gonna put much emotion into it. It's gonna be I can't do a dramatic reading per se. Trust me, I have tried before. Anyone who's actually met me and heard me read anything aloud, yeah, it's not the same sticks that you see right now. This is all, basically off the cuff. That's how I prefer to do business. With writing, I actually really like humorous things. But the thing is, my sense of humor is different from most people. From me, the graves and agony and things like that are funny. There's nothing particularly wrong with them, in a fictional context, of course, but most people would class what I see as comedy as something totally different. So it's darkly humorous, very random, in the most literal sense at one point, and just has some remarks as well upon sort of the life and times of what became Styxhexenhammer, the brand at this point, I think, because it's no longer just on YouTube. Sort of became it over time, over the last more than decade. Some remarks upon my early literature, actually, on ICQ of all things as well. And how funny that was, because, some of you probably don't know the backstory. Well, now you can read about it, too. So yeah, I had fun writing it. It took a little bit of extra time, because for a while there, remember, I was on vacation. And I've been doing a lot more video work, and also, you gotta realize, right now, I could barely get this loaded. You're lucky that I'm able to put this up in August, and it's not like a week later. CreateSpace is now merging with KDP through Amazon. I don't even know how to load a book yet using their new system. I'm probably going to have to call their customer support and literally get talked through it, because I've never used KDP before for anything other than automatic transfer of files to KDP from CreateSpace. I've always used their service. I just hope that they keep the template system the same. It's like, it took me a while to figure that out, because like the first few times it was all fucked up and I couldn't figure it out, and I'm like, they've got this manual calculation method. It's like, no, we're not going to teach you how to automatically calculate so you can generate your own template. Then you figure out you can download templates, although they are only every 5 pages, so they're not always exactly even. Yeah, my goodness, it took a while to figure out, and it's like, now you've got to figure it out all again. So it's like, after making over 150 individual works there, both edited and written. In fact, I think over 160, including the written works. After all of that, and after half a decade's time getting familiar with this platform, I got to get familiar with a new one. Oh well, time marches on. I feel old. I don't care. Oh, you remember CreateSpace and shit. But no, this booklet, I think that you'll find it humorous. I've tried to keep the cost down. They might be raising, by the way, the printing costs on certain short works because of the move to CreateSpace. This one's set to $6.66 though, so it's a little bit above the minimum that you can set it at. So no problems, I think. Another joke, layer upon layer of humor that isn't funny is essentially what this book is about. That's about all. Peace out.